Her name is Amina Sulemana, a young woman from a small farming village in northern Ghana. In her community, success is never private. When someone achieves something, the entire village celebrates because they see the individual as carrying the hopes of everyone. Amina's story was no different. From basic school, she was known for her seriousness, her thirst for knowledge, and her determination. Teachers often said she was destined for greater things. A rare girl who could challenge the limits of her environment. When she gained admission to study BSc Nutrition at a reputable Ghanaian university, the entire village rejoiced. Some contributed small amounts of money for fees. Others gave food to support her during term breaks. Even the elders spoke proudly, as if the success of the family and the village depended on her graduation.
We must find a way to manage this.
Expectations were
Yes,
high.
for her
She
future.
would work in a hospital, take care of her parents, and bring honor to her village. These were not just hopes, they were responsibilities she carried on her shoulders from the first day of university. University was a world completely different from her village. Fees were higher, accommodations scarce, and transport costs daily. Often she would go to lectures without eating, or borrow money just to attend practical sessions. Her parents, Alhaji Sulemana and Haya Mariama, worked tirelessly. They sold goats, delayed medical care for themselves, and borrowed from neighbors to ensure she stayed in school. Every hardship, every sacrifice, every sleepless night was supposed to lead to one thing: a stable job after graduation. Finally, in 2020, Amina graduated. She returned to her village with her certificate, welcomed like someone who had already succeeded. Children followed her wherever she walked. Elders blessed her. Her parents smiled, believing the sacrifices had paid off. The entire community had invested their hopes and prayers in her journey. But graduation did not bring employment. That same year, COVID-19 disrupted the country. Recruitment was paused indefinitely. Hospitals were overwhelmed. Government offices shut down. Yet, Amina and her family tried to remain hopeful. "It is only a temporary delay," her mother said. "You are trained, and Ghana needs nutritionists like you." Amina renewed her professional pin with the Allied Health Professions Council, paying money she did not earn. She believed that once the pandemic eased, the posting letter would come. Days became weeks, weeks became months. The certificate lay on her table like a promise waiting to be fulfilled. The village continued to ask questions. "Have you been called? Is the job ready?" Each question was a reminder of expectations, a reminder of sacrifices, and a reminder that her failure to find employment was not her fault but the system's. And so, the waiting began.
By 2021, waiting had become a routine in Amina's life. Every morning, she woke with the same unease, checking her email, her WhatsApp groups, and listening to the radio for any hint of recruitment. Every evening, she recounted the day's news to her parents, Alhaji Sulemana and Mariama, who had been silently watching her struggle. The village, too, observed her progress, or rather, the lack of it. Questions and whispers were everywhere. Has the government called her yet? Will she ever get posted? Some well-meaning neighbors offered advice, suggesting that she take up part-time teaching or petty trading. But Amina resisted. She had studied nutrition with one goal: to serve in Ghana's health system. In the villages of northern Ghana, family honor is tied to educational achievement. Amina's parents bore not only financial burdens but the social pressure of raising a daughter who had achieved what few girls did in the region. Her mother often reminded her, "We sacrificed so much so that you could have this chance. Do not give up." Her father, quiet and steady, would sometimes speak of patience and faith, but his eyes betrayed worry. Every unpaid loan, every sold goat, every delayed medical checkup for them had been for this moment. Yet, employment remained out of reach. 2021 became the first full year of hope fading into frustration. Government statements circulated. Recruitment was pending approval, awaiting budget allocation, or under review. Friends who had graduated with her either left the country, joined private institutions, or started businesses unrelated to health. Every departure was a small reminder of the inefficiency of the system and the fragility of hope. Yet, Amina remained, clinging to the belief instilled in her from childhood. Education and patience would eventually lead to reward. The professional pin had to be renewed again. The cost was not small. It meant borrowing yet another cedi from a relative, yet again paying for the right to remain eligible for a job that had no guarantee of ever coming. Each renewal felt like a subtle reminder: time is passing, but the promises remain empty. Her WhatsApp groups became both solace and frustration. Screenshots of supposed government announcements circulated endlessly. Rumors of recruitment dates, budget approvals, and urgent postings flared excitement, only to vanish without fulfillment. Other graduates talked about changing careers. Some, frustrated, left the country, but Amina could not. She had made a promise to her parents, to her village, and to herself. She would not abandon her training. Evenings were the hardest. Sitting on the veranda of her parents' small home, she watched children playing, villagers chatting, and neighbors moving about their daily business. Each smile, each laugh, was a contrast to her stalled life. She remembered every sacrifice: the sold goats, the borrowed money, the sleepless nights at university.